Processes, Session 2, Part 3, Clipping Pipework. So at the end of this part of the session, you should all be able to state the maximum clip distances for copper, steel and plastic pipes, and these vary whether it's horizontal or vertical. Recognise and label various clips, and describe the purpose of different types of clips and recognise situations that they should be used. So firstly, pipe supports and brackets. We're going to look at the different types of clips used to secure pipework, and so it looks neat and it's kept in its proper position. If it's not clipped sufficiently, there's a risk of accidental damage and leaks, and potentially worse, with heating pipeworks, there's risk of scalding if boiling hot water is released. And yeah, we need to be careful and sensible about the way that we support our pipework. So there's lots of different reasons to clip pipe. Firstly, well, we want it to run straight and look pretty, keep it aesthetically pleasing. But we also want to make sure that it's held securely and it's not going to break due to extra movement. As well as movement can create noise. And ensuring that it's clipped securely will help prevent water noise. As I've mentioned previously, pipes expand and contract as they heat and cool, and we need to make sure that the pipes aren't clipped so securely that there's no facility for their natural kind of movement as they expand and contract. We're going to look at the causes of water noise. Okay, lots of different potential causes. Okay, it can be caused by high pressure. As water rushes through the pipe, you can hear it. Air in the pipework, well, that's generally something that you're going to hear more in heating systems rather than hot and cold water systems. Splitter damaged washers, as you open and close taps, sometimes you might hear a sort of squealing sound, and if in that case, it's going to be most likely caused by a splitter damaged washer. Also, sometimes as pipes heat up and cool down, on hot water pipes and heating pipes, you might hear a sort of ticking sound, and that's potentially as a result of the pipes being clipped too tightly to a joist. And sometimes you might hear a sort of squealing sound or a banging sound, which is caused by water hammer, and that's when the water stops too quickly. It's got all the momentum behind it, and what happens is it bounces back and forward inside the pipe, causing the pipe to vibrate. If it's not held securely, then potentially it could lead to leakage eventually. So yeah, there's a couple of ways you can sort of reduce the risk of noise due to water hammer. You could reduce the pressure, but the best way to do it is to make sure that the pipe's clipped securely in place. Okay. Yeah, to lower the water hammer and velocity noise occurring, we've got our maximum pipe distances, which we've talked about previously in last week. The following tables list the maximum spacings for our pipework. Okay, so for copper, 15mm, 22mm and 28mm, we're going to look at horizontally. 15mm should be clipped at a maximum of 1.2 meters, or vertically should be clipped at a maximum of 1.8 meters. 22mm copper, horizontally 1.8 meters maximum, vertically 2.4 meters maximum, and 28mm is just a repeat of 22mm. Okay, steel pipe, you can see 1.8 meters horizontally for ½ inch, 2.4 meters vertically for ½ inch. 3/4 is 2.4 meters horizontally and 3.3 meters vertically. An inch is a repeat of a 3/4. And you might notice a pattern, a similarity between the copper pipe table and the steel pipe table. I'll leave that for you to have a look at and see if you can see a similar sort of pattern there, which might help you to remember it. Okay. With plastic pipe doesn't really fit the same pattern. It's just one we're just going to have to remember. Horizontal, 0.3 metres for 15mm, 0.5 metres vertically. For 22mm, it's half a metre horizontally, 0.8 of a metre vertically, and for 28mm, it's 0.8 of a metre horizontally, 1.2 metres maximum clip distance vertically. For a soil and waste pipe, there's again a sort of pattern or a similarity between a 32mm and a 40mm, which is half a metre horizontally, 1.2 metres vertically. 50mm is just a smidge longer on the horizontal, 0.6 of a metre, with the same maximum clip distance vertically. And for 4-inch pipe or 110mm pipe, horizontal clip distance is 1 metre, vertical clip distance is 2 metres. Okay. Briefly going to look at different types of clips and brackets now. There's lots of different types. Quite often they're going to be specified. If you work on a larger contract, they'll be specified what sort of clips you should use. But if you go into someone's house, then you're going to have to make that consideration for yourself. So you can see there's lots and lots of different types of clip we've got available to us. Okay, nail and pipe clips, generally used for clipping copper pipe or plastic pipe, and it's going to be used where it can't be seen normally, like under floors or in a roof space. They're cheap, they're easy to install, quick, and they're useful, but they're not very aesthetically pleasing, so you wouldn't normally use them where the pipe's going to be seen. You might want to wear eye protection when hammering the clip. Saddle clips. Right, saddle clips generally refer to the shape of the clip. They straddle the pipe, and you can see we've got 3 different saddle clips here. This saddle clip would probably be used with copper. This saddle clip on the bottom left here would be used with steel, and this saddle clip here would probably be used with a PVC waste pipe. So you can use saddle clips on all different types of pipe. It just refers to the shape of the clip. Munson rings. Again, you can see lots of different types of Munson rings here, and you can use Munson rings on all sorts of different sizes and types of pipe. You can use them for steel, you can use them for copper, you can use them for your plastic drainage pipe as well, you know. So it all depends on, yeah, it refers to this kind of shape of clip, and you can use them on all sorts of different types of materials. Worth noting that you should try and make sure that you use a similar sort of material to the one that you're working with. For example, like brass with copper. If you do have one that's working with very dissimilar a dissimilar metal, make sure that you use some sort of rubber in there to stop the 2 metals coming into contact, because then there would be a risk of something called electrolytic corrosion. Okay. School board bracket. Again, generally speaking, these would be used for jointing copper or steel. They're very strong, much like our Munson rings. Yeah, so you want to use them where strength is required in places like schools, hospitals, industrial buildings, places like that. You can see with the school board bracket that these have got their own back plate built in, whereas with the Munson rings need a separate back plate here, or a back plate with screwed rods like you can see on here. Snapping or pushing clips, again, these can be used for plastic or copper pipes. You can even get bigger ones that you can use for drainage pipes, you know, and again it refers to the shape of the clip. These are clips, they've got an open sort of front end which you can push the pipe into, and then it will kind of spring back and sort of grip them. So key thing to remember whenever you clip pipework, you need to make sure that you leave an allowance for insulation. If there's insulation to be added, you need to use this particular type of clip. An example here is a standoff clip, or a clip with a spacer, which gives that extra bit of space to allow the insulation to be added later on. And you use lots of different types of clips in different situations, and a good example is if you ever were to fit a gas pipe, you must make sure that you use a clip which holds that pipe in position and has a one that has a retaining strap. You can see here, like Munson rings, you could use a school board bracket, or this sort of Talon clip here. Okay, so we've got one more to look at before you do the task. Okay, and we'll do that then. Look at that then.